Another thing that we are really eager to bring is energy, and that's what we lost this week.
Yeah.
Washington loses DB coach Chris Harris, who we talked about. You told me about on multiple occasions. Is just high energy, somebody that was like a practice warrior, like really got those guys juiced up and amped up, and had us practicing really well. And I mean, look, anything you need to see about what this man has done, look at our secondary. Look at the age of the guys that we had playing the majority of the time, the average age, and look how much we improved towards the end of the season. Towards the latter part, there was a time when we started Wild Goose and who that corner.
Holmes.
Christian Holmes. Yeah, we
Mhm.
started these guys, and we're just sitting here like, are you serious? Who?
Right.
What? You know what I mean? But at the same time, to have them kind of get in the groove to the point where you're like, oh snap, okay, Wild Goose, I see you, baby. You know what I
Danny
mean?
Johnson.
Case in point, and you see, we've talked about, although we haven't been able to see that often. Brian St. Juice. St. Juice he's a man out there, but the problem is he can't stay healthy. But that's besides the point. We need this energy. This is a big loss for us, man. What do you think?
Huge loss.
Yeah.
Because for one, this guy's not someone that came from Carolina. He's not a commanther, as everyone has dubbed all the Ron's old coaches buddies that he brought with him. He came from outside the organization. He was lauded when we hired him, like, oh man, that's a really good pick. And since then, you've seen them. He's developed Benjamin St. Juice. He's developed Cam Curl. He developed Derek Forrest. There's hope that Percy Butler in year 2 will have the Derek Forrest type ascension. So yeah, he really was this. We had in our own building a up and coming next defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
That we lost. So I was really disappointed to hear this, and he went to, I think, Tennessee, and I don't know their roster very well, but I was kind of like, really,
Right.
What do they have that is exciting for you? Now I do think he became the assistant head coach / DB coach, which I learned here recently. That essentially means you have a lot more say in, he became the defensive passing game coordinator. So he has a lot more say there. It's like they basically call you, a mini coordinator when you have those titles. I don't know. I didn't know that was the case. So he gets to have a little bit more voice in the room now and coming up with their schemes and how they're going to attack. So that's good for him, but big loss for us. Big loss.
That's killer. That's killer. That's great. And look, we're not wishing ill on this. We're saying great move for him.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, if he got a higher role and, better position, he's definitely climbing the ladder. And we thank him for, his service in Washington, because like I said, that defense, that especially that secondary was noticeably a hole of ours coming into the season. And we definitely turned that around, definitely through the middle of the season, and it really proved beneficial for us going down the stretch.
I will say this: I might have an idea who I'd like to be his replacement. Now that Frank Reich has been named head coach at Carolina, I've got like a man crush on Steve Wilkes, and he I mean, I love that guy as a coordinator. I think he's incredible, and he's got ties with Ron, and who knows, maybe he can come in here and. Give me Wilkes, give me Jack Del Rio battling it into schemes, man. Give me Steve Wilkes in Washington, please.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and yeah, I've definitely been picking up on him. As you know, I did the NFC South show and I did the Commanders. I mean, we're basically the Commanders anyway, so I figured I know where all their players are going.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I do love that. I do love Steve. I love Wilkes because that place. I mean, you think about when he came in, you had CMC gone, Robbie Anderson's gone, Baker, that failed. Darnold was still hurt, so you were running with PJ Walker, Chuba Hubbard, you know what I mean? Donta Foreman. Like, you were running with stars. You were running with like second and third stringers and beating the likes of, now this is a bad Tom Brady led Buccaneers team, but cleaning their clocks, almost running for 200 yards in that game, and just keeping that team together where that defense was shining towards the end of the season. So yeah, I'm all on board with Steve Wilkes coming here, especially the connection to him and Ron. Oh yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah, that's the one connection of a commander. I'm like, come on, Bring it.
But to your point, that is the one thing. That is one of the reasons why I was kind of towards Thomas Brown earlier and some of these other guys that are outside coming in, because that has been dubbed us. We are the Commanders. We are bringing everybody that's a castaway or used to be somebody in Carolina to Washington. You know what I mean? And it's just like, come on, man. Like, no disrespect to them or whatever, but with the exception of the 15-1 year, it didn't really work for y'all out there. You know what I mean? So you're not just continually bringing mediocrity here. It's not
correct.
You know what I mean? It's not suiting. I don't like.
And look what's happened here in DC. 3 years of 7 wins, and 8
mediocrity.
Mediocrity.
Absolutely. All right.